I prefer to use a story pull rather than a tape measure because you don't really need to read the numbers all the time. I'm just really interested in a 4-foot length and an 8-foot length when I'm determining where to install the supports for the drywall. So it's a lot easier. And a tape measure, if you try to extend it out 8 feet, they usually will drop, and it's kind of frustrating to try and get a good 8-foot length measurement like that by yourself. But when you're using a pole like that, it's very easy. I'm just using a piece of quarter round stock. And so now that I know exactly where the 8-foot end will lie, I can just add a support beam, and that will span the 2 pieces of drywall. I like to use torque screws instead of nails in existing framing. It's a lot less damaging to the drywall that's already there. Here I'm using the center mark of the story pole. It's at 4 feet, and that shows me the width of the drywall. And here I'm using 2 pieces of wood I clamp together with my hands just to get an exact reading or a measurement. And I'll take that over to the piece of wood, keeping it tightly clamped in my hand, and transfer that length onto a piece of wood and cut it. And that will result in a very tight fitting piece of wood I can use to span the joist. And I prefer it to be a little tight and have to tap it into place because with a hammer, because then you can position it exactly where you want it without having to hold it with your hand. You can tap it up in there and it'll stay while you screw it in place. And so with this method, I get a very accurate cut on the wood, and it usually taps into